to another episode of Let's Talk Sports. I am your host.
I used to love.
It is important for people to go back and invest in your neighborhood.
This is my coach Derek Rodriguez out of A&B Boxing. We're on Let's Talk Sport Nation.
PS, and we on Let's Talk Sport Nation.
You know what it is, man. This is Let's Talk Sport Nation.
If you come from a neighborhood that's impoverished and you get an opportunity and you make some success, invest in your neighborhood. Your government's not.
It's the #1 neighborhood sports analyst coming to you from Let's Talk Sports Nation. And I also, rep a few other channels. Spending Black Matters. The brand for that is Black Spending Matters. Also, Community Influences. I'm just getting that up. But then this is Let's Talk Sports Nation right here. I'd like to give a few shots out to the Ring IQ. With Julius the Fox, my Muslim and Moorish brother Ibn Dawood, Charles L, Wante, and the Harlemite. There's a couple of guys in there, and George Dale Dampier, I think that's his name. He fucks with the million. The #1 neighborhood sports analyst. I also like to give shouts out to Boxing Lounge 2.0, Terrell Bushido Brown. I wanted to say this really for a larger story, but I feel like I got to amply respond, man, to this. When I made a statement, Floyd Mayweather could be a savior to boxing. Shout out to Carcino too. I've learned a lot from him over the years. So Carcino and 78 Sports TV. Shouts out to them two brothers. For one, in some ways, I think he already has.
There's a lot of people mad about our success.
And this is what people don't get. The same thing was said about Tyson. When Tyson came around, the sport needed a star. And Tyson, by knocking people out, and he had the look of a fighter. And, people talked about his voice, but he had the personality of a fighter too, though.
And I'm just convinced, these fellas, how dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills. They're just as good as dead.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, watch documentaries and things of the past. A lot of people were saying Tyson saved the sport because boxing was in a transition.
Those people whom I referred to earlier feel like I done something wrong and escaped all the traps to keep us down.
I just want to tell everybody that bought pay-per-view, that came out to Las Vegas, thank you. It was a hell of a fight.
You're a promoter, but now we're talking to you as a prize fighter. Let's take a look. You know shit about boxing. You know shit about boxing.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind. Man.
And to simply put it, after Oscar De La Hoya retired, who else was left to be the cash cow, to be the main pay-per-view attraction? It was Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. When people say boxing don't need saving, you always need an athlete that can spearhead the sport to the next generation. And I think boxing was at a maturation process. They needed other fighters to come along and be groomed, and they needed some guys to hold down the sport until these fighters were at maturation. Guys like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. You gotta realize, man, the heavyweight division is just now creating some intrigue, and it was two little guys that held down boxing while the heavyweight division had basically lost all interest, and you really didn't have any other names to carry the sport. Roy Jones was losing. You know, you had Bernard, but he's old. You really had two guys, man, holding down the sport for 10 years. And Mayweather and Pacquiao. And now, bringing that up, it makes sense why that fight was prolonged for 6 years. It's just the spectacle of it. Are they going to fight? Are they not going to fight? Watching the guys they fight, you know, to build up to that showdown, kept intrigue in the sport for years, man. Guys made a living off writing articles about Mayweather Pacquiao. I don't want to convince robots. A lot of people are robots today.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man. I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
They robots, man. You know, like unless Jim Lampley or is said on the news, you know, unless the media plants the signal in their mind, they not gonna see it. Whatever signal the media plants in their mind, that's what they gonna see. And the only thing that they can spew is hate that Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant spewed over the years, you know. And a lot of that was propaganda to boost up Pacquiao, but I don't want to get too far off into that. Basically,
people used to tell me how dirty the system was, but I refused to be controlled by an ungodly system. So now they're mad, and I'm gonna tell you why.
What I'm trying to say is, if you look at around 2007, when Floyd had to fight with Oscar De La Hoya, if you look at the aftermath of that between now, Mayweather has been the only attraction. I mean, spell it out, man. He's been the only pay-per-view attraction, him and Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? And you guys want to act like that don't mean nothing.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
You know, if you don't have a pay-per-view attraction, that means nobody's coming to the sport. Nobody's paying attention to the sport. That means dollars and views, man. Come on now. You know, so in a lot of ways, he's done a lot for the sport already. The thing about it is, see, I'm not a robot. Like, I don't like Pacquiao. I'm gonna admit that. Because I feel he's a cherry picker. I feel he's a fake Christian. You know, I don't like that. I'm going to pray for you. Andre Ward will be going around talking about I'm praying for everybody. And everybody know he's a devout Christian. That aside, Pacquiao was good for the sport. You know what I'm saying? Me putting I can put my dislike aside because I'm not a robot. He was good for the sport, and I'm going to miss that little motherfucker when he's gone. Like, and even with De La Hoya to a point, man. You know, he deserves a lot of his criticism, you know, to keep it real. But, you know, even with him being Mexican, man, for him to rise from a fighter to being promoter to being a boss, you know, I got to give De La Hoya props for that. It's just he fucked up royally. And like, we'll get into that in a minute, you know. But I never rooted for De La Hoya. I never rooted for him. But I can, and even with him fucking up, I can give him props for at least making it there. You know what I'm saying? And you guys should be able to look at that with Floyd. I mean, you know, not even just be biased, man. The man had a great career. He's going for pound to being a real figurehead in boxing. You know, to really be, he's in a real position of power, like that 50 Cent song. You know, and it's just amazing, like, just the attempt at what he's trying to do. To me, that's equivalent to Michael Jordan finna win championships with the Bobcats. You know, that's the equivalent of what he's trying to do, man. And we haven't seen that in any sport, man. Like, somebody go from winning championships in that sport to winning championships as an owner. Like, that's just fucking legendary, man. That's just awesome, man. Like, to me. And he has the opportunity to really be the next Don King, following those guys' footsteps. And the thing about it is, you know, most boxers wind up broke, man. Like, you know, look at Shane Mosley, man. He's still trying to fight, and he can be a trainer. Like, most boxers don't transition outside of the sport and even give back to the sport that made them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oscar De La Hoya tried. You know, you got guys like Starlin Moreland, man, guys with boxing knowledge out there that's like broke, man, and not even involved in the sport. And some of that hurts the sport because, you know, when the guys that made names for themselves don't pass it down, then there's nobody to pass it down. There's nobody to pass down the different tricks and the trades and the different, you know, different little intricacies of the sport. Don King and Bob Aaron was getting old. You need new blood for the promotional company too, man. You know, so, you know, I mean, it's right there, man. You guys only can look at what's right in front of your fucking face. You don't really look ahead.
You know you're a promoter, but now we're talking to you as a prize fighter. You know you're a promoter, but now we're talking to you as a prize fighter.
He's more of a promoter than he is a boxer now. A lot of people haven't seen that move. You know, it's like the Kansas City Shuffle. When everybody's looking that way, you move that way. I got that off Lucky Number 11. He's more of a promoter, man. Like to me, this fight, the Conor McGregor fight, is mainly about his promotional company. It does more for his promotional company than it does for him as a boxer. And, you know, and right now, I think the fight game does more for him as a promoter as it does for him as a boxer, period. You know, to keep it real. I mean, the spectacle of the Conor McGregor fight, you know, if they make millions of dollars, drive in numbers and stuff, and it becomes a great spectacle, then that's great for his promotional company. That's big, man. That's bragging points. That's collateral for what we've done in the past, right? He can bring that up for negotiations for the next thing, right? And as a boxer, what fight really does anything for him? And, you know, I mean, if he couldn't beat Pacquiao and get props, and he should have put him on Pacquiao a little bit more. You know, if he knocks out Pacquiao, he gets more props. I will admit that. But still in all, if he couldn't get props for beating Pacquiao, what props is he gonna get for beating Keith Thurman? You know, what props is he seriously gonna get for beating Keith Thurman? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's like right now, you know, like no fight does nothing for him boxer-wise. He fight Golovkin. If he beats Golovkin, maybe, you know, but he already beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He's 40 years old. Why should he fight Golovkin? He's 40, man. Look at what you know, that's a compliment in itself. To ask a 40-year-old middleweight to step up to, to ask a 40-year-old welterweight to step up to middleweight, that's a compliment in itself. So realistically, you know, what fight does anything for him, you know, for his career, his accolades. So he might as well get the win over McGregor and chalk all the benefits to the promotional side.